person, the problem-solving teacher, and Teachers Pay Teachers author. If you like any of my videos, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Leave a comment below. When you do any of those things, it helps other teachers like you find my channel. All right, today we are going to be talking about how do I know if a TpT store is right for me. Starting a TpT store is kind of a big decision when you are thinking about what goes into it and why you want to do it and if you should do it. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how you know if it's the right decision for you. So a little background on me. When I first left the classroom, so I had my son, I went back to work. I worked through the end of the school year, from March to the end of the school year. I took the summer off. I was still out of the house. He was still, going with other people for me to coach gymnastics and do some other things. And then we had 2 full weeks off where we just got to cuddle and spend time together when he was about 8 months old. And then when I went back to work, he refused to take a bottle. And at that point, he was crying pretty much all day in daycare, and my husband and I made the difficult decision after a few weeks of trying to manage and juggle it all, that I just needed to take a break from working and be home with him and take care of him. And when I did that, I said, I might start a Teachers Pay Teachers store. I was like, I'm thinking about it. Like, I have no idea what it is. I have no idea how to do it, but I think that might be, a possibility. And so I said it, and then I kind of forgot about it, and life went on, and I was just taking care of my kid, and we were playing. And then about a year later, we realized that we really did need a little more money. So in that situation, I said, I was like, how can I, contribute financially a little bit while I'm home taking care of him? And one of the only things I could think of that would have that ultimate flexibility was to maybe start a Teachers Pay Teachers store and see if something came of it. And so that's how I came to the decision to start my Teachers Pay Teachers store. So that's my personal journey. Is we needed some extra money, and I love teaching, and so I thought it was a possibility. But let's talk about some of the reasons why other people start Teachers Pay Teachers stores. Extra money. If you are looking for a way to make some extra money, Teachers Pay Teachers could be the right option for you. You can work at your own pace. You have time to make things when you want, and you can make some extra money. But if you are dependent on it as an income for a mortgage, for bills, then you should definitely do it on the side to start. It is more of a long game. It is not going to be like super quick to start making money. So definitely keep whatever else you have in place, and then maybe you'll be able to leave the other thing behind later. Number 2, you have lots of ideas for resources. Maybe you're in the classroom, and whenever you are getting ready to teach a subject or concept, you come up with 10 lesson ideas, and you're like, well, I only need 1 or 2 of these. But don't let those incredible ideas go to waste. You can create those lessons and sell them on your Teachers Pay Teachers store, and then just use the ones you want. But if you already have the great ideas, why not do something with them? Number 3, you have created great lessons already. Most teachers already have a ton of lessons that they've made for their classroom and a ton of resources. And yeah, you might have to clean them up and change them to put them on Teachers Pay Teachers. But if you already have these lesson plans that have worked and done well for you in the classroom, why wouldn't you clean them up, finalize them, and sell them? Why not? Number 4, you like creating curriculum. If you love creating lessons, if you love that research part of it, pulling everything together and trying to create this amazing idea that's going to help students learn, then it could be a great way to do that. For me, sitting in an office creating the lessons that a publisher wanted me to create, that sounds like incredibly boring and stressful, but creating the ideas that I have in my own head and putting it out there for people, that sounds more enjoyable and more doable to me. I honestly love creating lessons way more than I ever thought I would. If you like learning new things, starting a Teachers Pay Teachers store can be right for you. When you start a Teachers Pay Teachers store, you are going to learn so many new things. You are going to be learning about more than just how to like create a resource and put it up on Teachers Pay Teachers or another website. You are going to be learning about business, you're going to be learning about marketing, sales, data, and so many other things. So if you think that you would just like love to learn all of that, if that's just interesting to you, then go ahead. Put your full effort and passion into it, and you're going to learn a lot. If you want to impact teaching outside of your classroom, so one of the things that I think is amazing about teachers is we get, most places you get 20 to 30 kids in your classroom each year, and you get to impact those kids, and then those kids can impact the world. And it's like a crazy spider web of how everything influences everything else. What you do for a student one year can impact the rest of their lives and all of the things that they do and all of the people that they meet. Now imagine if you created resources to sell online, and then all of that impact and influence grew. So it wasn't just those 20 to 30 kids each year, it was, 200 kids each year from that one lesson. So you can impact so many more people and so many more students and so many more teachers by creating resources online. Maybe you just want a hobby. If you would like a hobby, like if you don't have to put all of your time and effort and energy and everything into creating TpT, if you just want to do a little bit and, learn a little bit, maybe you're just going to put your resources on Teachers Pay Teachers, you're not going to worry about any of the other stuff because you think it might be fun, it might be a good challenge, you like working on the computer, then that could be a good reason to start a Teachers Pay Teachers store. You don't have to go all in. So if any of these reasons sound great to you, then starting a Teachers Pay Teachers store could be perfect for you. Now, let's talk a little bit about why some people start their Teachers Pay Teachers store and quit so quickly. They think this is going to be great, this is going to be fantastic, and then after a little while they just decide it's not for them and they quit. I think that has a lot to do with what your expectations are. What do you expect your Teachers Pay Teachers store to become and to do for you? And it's those expectations that set you up for a lot of success or a little success or quitting. But I think that mindset needs to be talked about and managed from the get-go, because otherwise it could lead to disappointment. It's kind of like when you go to a movie and you expect it to be the most amazing movie ever. It's going to be the best thing in the world. And then you leave and you're like, oh, that was not good. But if you go into a movie and you're like, oh, it's going to be a movie, it's going to be okay. And then it was better than your expectations. You're like, wow, that was really good. It's because our expectations are different going into those things. So if we can think about our expectations from our Teachers Pay Teachers store, it can help us be successful and find success in that. So I was thinking about some of the mindset and expectations we might have from Teachers Pay Teachers if we're gonna start a store. There are some people think that selling on Teachers Pay Teachers is going to be easy money. It's just going to be, they're going to put the resources up and money is going to come in, and it's going to take minimal effort. And there are sellers who have had success like that. They have simply put their resources up and then they started selling. They made a good profit. But for most sellers who make decent money, it is not easy. They put a lot of work and effort into growing their TpT store and their audience. So don't expect it to be fast and easy. It's a long game. Number two is Some teachers just want to make a little bit of extra money to buy resources for their classroom. So there are so many teacher sellers who have said, I would just like to make a little bit of money so that I can buy the resources I want for my classroom without spending my own salary. So if you're someone who's thinking, hey, I'm willing to put in a little bit, do a little bit here and there, and put some stuff up on Teachers Pay Teachers just so that I can buy those resources for my classroom, that's great. And a lot of teachers have had success like that. Oftentimes, these teachers are very happy to have their store be a fund for their classroom supplies and resources. And a lot of times, the teachers who have done this see that they can make money, and then they start to increase the work that they put into it and their expectations, and then they grow it into a bigger business. But you don't have to. If you're someone who just wants to make some money, you can do that and buy more things for your classroom. Another expectation teachers have is replacing their teaching salary. Some teachers who start a TpT store are burnt out in the classroom. They want to leave school. They just don't have them in it anymore. They're just drained of life. But they do love teaching. They are experts. It's just the current expectations of teachers are just too much. It's left them tired and passionless. And then they hear about Teachers Pay Teachers and they think, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I can replace my teaching salary. And they start selling their resources. If you are willing to work hard for that business, you can definitely grow it into something amazing. The last expectation that people have when they start a Teachers Pay Teachers store is that they are automatically going to become the millionaire teacher. Did you know that there are teachers who literally expand their Teachers Pay Teachers business to a point that it's so big that they've created a business that's making millions of dollars, millions. So it's possible. Don't think that it's not possible, but it took them years of hard work and dedication to do that. So dream big, but make sure that you're not expecting that you are going to be an overnight sensation. There's a lot of work along the way, but I think it's the dream of every teacher seller that they are going to become the next big seller, making millions and having more control of their lives. So that is my advice. Make sure that you know why you want to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. What's your motivation behind it? Maybe it's several reasons, but also make sure you know what your expectations are as you dive into this world of TpT. As you think about why you're selling your resources online, dream big, but don't get ahead of yourself thinking that you're going to be an overnight sensation. All right, I hope that this helps you make your decision, or if you've already made one, it helps you just kind of take a look at what you're thinking and where you're going with all of this on your TpT journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and have an awesome day.